is Michael Wetta. I am an associate librarian with Northland Pioneer College. OER, or Open Educational Resources, are materials that have been developed for use in education and that are either in the public domain or licensed in a manner that provides everyone with free and perpetual permission to use and distribute content. This includes allowing for what is known as the 5R activities: retain, make, and own copies of the resource indefinitely, reuse, use the resource in a variety of ways, revise, adapt, modify, and improve the resource, remix, combine the resource with other resources to create a new work, redistribute, share the resource with others.
I'm Ryan Jones. I teach English at NPC. In 2018, the English department officially switched to only using OERs. Worked hard with other departments at NPC to make the switch as well, but in the spring semester of 23, we ran some numbers and we discovered that since 2018, just the two required English classes, English 101 and 102, saved NPC students over $338,000. We estimate that we're currently saving students in the neighborhood of $45,000 a semester.
My name is Rachel Arroyo Townsend, and I am Business Faculty and Department Chair for Northland Pioneer College. Our department chose to start using OER resources mainly because of the costs. With tuition prices for our students, the free books allows our students to be able to use that money to continue their education. Books at a cost of $100 or more with taking 4 or 5 classes, that's $400 or $500 a semester. And that money can instead now be used for future classes to help them complete their education goals.
My name is Wei Ma. I'm the Dean of Instructional Innovation. There are a few things that have motivated NPC to pursue open educational resources. 62% of NPC students spend more than $500 on textbooks, and 15% of the total cost of attendance go to books and supplies. So this is a huge burden on our students. By developing and adopting open textbooks and OERs, we're removing the barriers for our students so they can be more successful.
My name is Melody Neeson, and I'm the Dean of Arts and Sciences at Northland Pioneer College. So when I started at NPC, I was actually English faculty. So I had firsthand experience of utilizing and developing OERs for my own courses. On the first day of class, I would say, you know, go ahead and get out this piece of reading, and they'd say, well, where's our book? And I'd say, we don't have a book in this class. And they were always shocked. And they'd say, why? Why don't we have a book? And I'd say, well, because it saves you about $50. You don't have to buy any text for this class. Everything that you need will be provided for you using the tools that we have. And I developed my own resources as well that I shared with my other faculty members.
My name is Tyler Wiley. I'm a student here at NPC. I'm also part of the student government. They're free textbooks. You don't have to pay any type of money, and they're really useful. I use them in my biology class as well as English 101 and 102. It was useful, it helped out, didn't have to pay any money. It also allows students to have a free textbook without really shelling out if you're someone who doesn't have the money, can't afford it. The benefits of OER in my personal experience was that the textbook wasn't really biased. It had multiple authors and people who had all different types of information. So in my biology class, instead of having one person who doesn't have all the information, they had multiple different types of scientists and teachers contribute to this. And also it could be updated as well. So there's older information that's out of date from the 1980s. They could update with more relevant and recent information. The benefits it provides to our community of OER is that it helps other students get textbooks for free. It essentially takes the marketplace out of college and makes it more focused on secondary education versus having to shell out $180 to $200 per textbook.
My name is Chunghun Wang. I'm a chemistry instructor in Northland Pioneer College. I have been switching to OER textbook for I think 2 years, and I can see the changes. Students, they are more willing to use the textbook that is at a very low cost or even free. For me, it takes a lot of effort to prep for the lecture and lab, because I have to take more responsibility for students' learning. I'm happy to see students making significant progress by using the free OER textbook.
Hi, I'm Sarah Steinmetz. I'm a cosmetology student here at NPC. So a few examples would be biology. There is a multitude of biology sources on the campus that I actually utilize now. That includes the models, which really helps me with the anatomy and physiology of it. Also the ebooks that are available online, that's been a tremendous resource. Kind of wish I had this the first time I came to NPC. This has definitely made an impact on my career and my knowledge in the subject matter. Definitely feeling more confident about the topics that I'm learning and reading about, and having more opportunity to do like some ebooks on my own time. That's been really helpful. Now that I'm the dean, I get to see a little bit of a bigger picture, and I see that over the past about 2.5 years, we've saved upwards of $500,000 for our students college-wide.
No English department courses at this point use anything but OERs. We also ran the numbers for all of the other courses at NPC that switched to OERs, and that big push started in 2020 when we first attended the OER conference that at that time was being run by Maricopa colleges. Since 2020, we have saved NPC students $570,067 as of the spring of 2023. And we are estimating that we're going to save students at least $105,000 per semester, and it'll be more than that because we have more classes adopting OERs all the time. We live in the 2 poorest counties in Arizona, 2 of the poorest in the country, and so textbook costs, we discovered a long time ago, were often higher than tuition. So by helping our students be able to take courses and have their materials for free, at least in some of their courses, it enables students to have a much better chance of being successful. They have their materials available and ready to go on day 1 of the semester. They're not trying to share materials. Contributes significantly to student success in a lot of different ways.